Imagine this. You're a nurse working the night shift at a hospital when suddenly, a dog walks in, carrying an unconscious baby in its mouth. What happened next shocked everyone and will leave you in tears. This is the unbelievable story of a mother's worst nightmare, a dog's heroic act, and a twist that will restore your faith in humanity. Stay with me till the end. You won't believe how this ends. It was a quiet afternoon in Miami, Florida, with the golden sun casting soft rays through the windows of a modest suburban home. Inside, Rachel Carter, a young mother, was finishing up her household chores. Her 6-month-old baby, Noah, lay peacefully in his crib, his tiny hands curled into fists, his chest rising and falling in the rhythm of sleep. Rachel, exhausted from the day's work, decided to take a quick shower before preparing dinner. She left the nursery door slightly open and walked toward the bathroom. The sound of the running water soon filled the house, drowning out everything else. What she didn't know was that disaster was about to strike. In the corner of the room, nestled comfortably on a small rug, was Bella, the family's Labrador mix. Bella had been a part of the Carter family for nearly 4 years. She was more than a pet. She was a protector, a guardian, and above all, family. As Rachel showered, an eerie creak echoed through the baby's room. A weak bolt in the ceiling had given way, and in an instant, a section of the wooden framework collapsed. The force of the impact shattered the crib, sending splinters flying. The baby's trolley tipped over, and little Noah was sent rolling onto the cold hardwood floor. The house trembled slightly, but the sound of crashing wood was muffled under the pounding shower. Rachel remained blissfully unaware, but Bella wasn't. Bella's ears shot up. Her eyes darted to the baby. Noah wasn't crying. His tiny body was still, and his face had turned an alarming shade of pale. Bella rushed to his side, nudging him with her snout. When he didn't respond, panic surged through her canine heart. She knew she had to act fast. Bella gently but firmly grabbed Noah's onesie with her teeth. The baby's fragile body dangled from her mouth, but she held him carefully, her instincts guiding her to protect, not harm. She had no idea where to go, only that she had to get help. With a final glance toward the bathroom, where the water still ran, Bella bolted out through the slightly open front door. The streets of Miami were busy, cars honking and people walking on sidewalks, but nothing could distract Bella from her mission. She ran as fast as her legs could carry her, weaving through traffic, her paws hitting the pavement with determined speed. Some pedestrians turned in shock at the sight of a dog running with a baby in its mouth. But before anyone could react, Bella had already disappeared down another street. A few blocks away, Florida General Hospital was in the middle of a regular, chaotic evening shift. Nurses rushed from one patient to another. Doctors gave hurried instructions, and the waiting area buzzed with life. Then, a collective gasp echoed through the entrance. A security guard had just turned to check the doorway when he saw a panting Labrador standing at the entrance, carrying a baby. "Dear God!" a nurse exclaimed, rushing forward. "Somebody help!" Bella gently placed Noah on the cold hospital floor, then took a few steps back. She didn't bark, didn't move. She only stood there, her deep brown eyes locked onto the fragile form of the baby. Within seconds, a group of doctors and nurses surrounded Noah, one checking his breathing, another checking for injuries. "He's unconscious, but he has a pulse," one nurse shouted. "We need to stabilize him. Get him to the ICU now." The hospital staff sprang into action. Noah was quickly placed on a gurney and wheeled inside. Bella, still unmoving, watched as the baby disappeared through the swinging emergency doors. She let out a low whimper, a sound filled with worry. Then, she did something that left the nurses speechless. She lay down at the emergency room entrance and refused to move. Back at the Carter house, Rachel stepped out of the shower, drying her hair with a towel. She called out to Noah playfully as she walked to his room. But as soon as she stepped inside, she froze. The crib was in pieces. The baby's trolley was overturned. The room was a mess, and her baby was missing. "Noah!" she screamed, her heartbeat skyrocketing. Frantically, she searched the house, running from room to room. The baby wasn't there. Tears clouded her vision as she stumbled toward the front door, realizing it was open. She ran outside, screaming for help. Her legs carried her to the police station, where she burst in, gasping for air. "My baby! Someone took my baby!" she sobbed. The officer on duty, trying to calm her, exchanged glances with a colleague. "Ma'am, we just received a report about a baby at Florida General Hospital. Please come with us." Rachel's legs nearly gave out. Hospital. The officers escorted her to their car, and the drive to the hospital felt like an eternity. Her heart pounded, fear clawing at her insides. The moment Rachel stepped into the hospital, she spotted a familiar figure at the emergency entrance. Bella. The dog lifted her head slightly but didn't move. Rachel's breath hitched as she hurried past, pushing through the doors. Then she saw him. Noah lay in a hospital crib, an oxygen mask over his tiny face, for lines attached to his arms. His chest rose and fell steadily. Rachel broke down, sobbing uncontrollably. She turned back toward the doors, and there was Bella, watching from a distance, her tail wagging ever so slightly. Rachel fell to her knees, reaching for the dog. "Oh, Bella, you saved him," she whispered through tears. She wrapped her arms around the dog, holding her tightly. "Thank you. Thank you so much." Bella licked her face gently, her soft brown eyes reflecting nothing but love. The doctors assured Rachel that Noah was stable and would recover fully. The baby had suffered mild oxygen deprivation but was now breathing normally, thanks to Bella's quick thinking. The story of Bella's heroism spread across Florida, then the nation. News reporters flooded the hospital, eager to capture the dog who had saved a baby's life. The mayor of Miami honored Bella with a medal, declaring her a hero. Animal rights organizations pledged donations to the Carter family, and strangers sent letters of admiration and gifts. But for Rachel, none of that mattered. The only thing that mattered was that her baby was alive, and that she would never, ever take Bella's presence for granted again. From that day on, Bella was not just a pet. She was a guardian angel in the shape of a dog.